Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a moment to do a channel update, something I haven't really done before. I did my video announcing that I was back, quote unquote, but as far as an actual update goes, I haven't done that. So here's the thing, this channel isn't dead. I don't want to proclaim it dead, again. It's just that I'm not making enough vids, and there's a couple of reasons why. First, with Bloodborne, there's just not as much content there as I was hoping there would be. When Bloodborne was announced, I thought, this is it. This is my way back into making YouTube videos. This game is more of a Miyazaki touch, and there's going to be a lot more interesting lore and things for me to talk about. And while that's sort of true, the problem is that it's a lot more on the nose. As I said in my one Bloodborne lore video, everything is pretty much easy to see. There's not a lot to figure out. And the few things that do require figuring out, people have already posted on the internet, so it's not really worth my time. Dark Souls 2, I'm finding it really hard to get back into. I never had that big of an interest in the game in the first place. Even though I've probably put more hours into it than I will Bloodborne, I still just don't have that much interest in the world. So I haven't really been able to get back into Dark Souls 2 to make videos. And then the big thing everything boils down to is time. There's a matter of my free time and my time well spent. See, I hate to say this because I'm not complaining, but this isn't my job. Making videos on YouTube isn't my job. It doesn't help me in any way take care of my family. I don't make any money from YouTube, and I wouldn't really even ask people, I wouldn't ask the world to have me make money from YouTube, because the content I make, though it does take up a bunch of my time, there's certainly nothing stellar about it. Most of these videos are pretty much crap compared to what you can find on the internet. Not to be self-deprecating about it, but it's the truth. I'm not going to lie to myself. Then there's also my time well spent, where if this isn't making me money, and currently not a lot of people are watching them, I don't really have the inspiration to make the videos. And I know that it's a big part my fault that not a lot of people are watching my videos lately, because I took a break for, I don't know, what, a year and a half? Might as well say it's just a year and a half since the last, between the last Souls vid and the first Bloodborne vid. It was, I think, a year and a half, if not more, so that is my fault, and I understand that. You would think that more people would have watched the Bloodborne lore video, but they didn't, and that said a lot to me. It basically told me that I don't need to try as hard. This channel shouldn't be taken seriously at all, even by me, the creator of the content, because not that many people are watching. And that's okay, I'm not upset, and hopefully no one out there is upset. I don't know who would be, but hopefully you're not. And then there's also the matter of, even when I want to make videos, not having the time to. As I just said, this isn't my job. I have a full-time job. I have a full-time spouse, because if you're married to anyone, they should be a full-time job. Not in that they're a lot of work, but that you should be committed to them, I mean. And I also now have a full-time child. So, what I'm saying is, I don't have a lot of time. Even when, the moments when I have time to myself, even at those moments, I usually still have to watch the baby. So I don't have that much time. When it comes to even just playing video games, never mind using them for content, I only get a few hours a day. I will leave my PlayStation 4 on all day, maybe 10 hours a day, and I'll play it for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's it. That's all I get a day. And for some people, that's pretty good. And I know, going into a marriage and with a family and all that, that I was going to have a lot less time, and that 2 hours a day probably isn't that bad compared to what some people get. But when it comes to making YouTube content, it means basically nothing. I get no time to make the content. It's a real struggle. Now, with all that said, there are vids coming up, at least hopefully coming up. I have another Bloodborne video planned for later today. I'm hoping I get just enough time in to make that video and get it out today. I have a Dark Souls 2 review, which I know, aside from being abhorrently late, most people aren't going to care about, but I've just got to get my opinions about that game out there. I'd like to do some Dark Souls 2 lore, but really don't count on it. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. It's just the content's already been touched to death, and it's not that interesting in the first place. Someday maybe I'd like to do that, but don't hold your breath. I don't actually ever plan on it. With Dark Souls 3 on the horizon, and the network test having just concluded, there are a lot of thoughts that I want to get out there. I didn't actually get to play in the network test. Fuck you very much, FromSoft. No, I'm just kidding. I know it's a lottery thing, and I'm just happen to not get in. But still, I didn't get to play, but I did watch a bunch of videos, I mean a lot of videos, as people were playing, and I have a lot of things to say about it, and also a lot of hopes and dreams for what the game could be. And lastly, there's streaming, something I just decided that I want to get into. I was playing around with it last night, doing a couple little tests. You can probably see on my channel there's 2 things called Bloodborne Stream. I am pretty excited about the concept of streaming. Now here's the thing though, my streaming is not going to be remotely what most people are able to pull off. I never plan on having a camera, I'll say that up front. It just isn't worth my time. If someday down the road people really want it and I get enough people watching my streams, then I will get a camera. I can then maybe play scary games, or even not scary games, just any game as they come out, and have my actual reactions seen in the stream. But I hope to start using a mic on my official streams, the very next one. I don't know if I'm going to use this headset that I'm recording videos with, or if I'm just going to use the mic that comes with the PS4. I'll probably try the PS4 mic first, because it'll be easier, because this headset unfortunately has a cord that's only about, I don't know, a little over a meter, and that's not really going to be far enough away for me to sit when I stream. Now, of course, if I do use a camera, that's going to be about the exact distance I want to be, but never mind that. The problem with me streaming is that my time will always be interrupted. There will never be a set time that I am able to stream, and it'll likely never be during the week. It'll always be on the weekend. I could always stream a little bit each weekend morning, Saturday and Sunday morning, but that's not a time that people are usually up and awake and ready to watch streams. So that may not work. No one may care. I'm going to try to stream today. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, the big issue is that when I'm streaming, all of a sudden, I could have to pay attention to my baby. And even if I don't have to pay direct attention to her, even if I'm just holding her, she can interrupt and my character will do silly things. Now, if I'm mic'd up, I can explain that to people, but still it might not make for the most entertaining stream. Unless she gets me killed, you guys might find that entertaining. But anyway, I just wanted to make that clear before I start streaming, that it's not going to be a very consistent or professional process. I'm going to get interrupted, I'm going to have to just set the controller down at times. At times my character will just be standing there. I'll try to announce to the channel really quick that I'm going to be interrupted, that sorry, come back in a little bit if you can. Because right now I have to go take care of something, and then I'm not even going to have a consistent time in which I can stream, because I'm going to not try to start until I have an exact moment where I can at least stream for an hour solid. And I know an hour is basically nothing, but that's what I'm going to try to do. And then we'll go from there, see how long I can stream, see how long I can go without being interrupted, and it'll probably be only Saturdays and Sundays, who knows. So yeah, those are the stream rules. Although it's not really fair to call them rules, but you get the point. I'm really excited about Fallout 4 coming out. I plan on streaming that for sure. I would like to make a video each Sunday, starting next Sunday, about my adventures in the Fallout 4 Wasteland. But to have that kind of commitment could be extremely difficult, so it may end up being not every Sunday, but every now and then. And it'll just be my adventures for those number of weeks between Sundays. And we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys continue to stay with me.